Thank you very much. Welcome to the part four of this series of Introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Feed Service. In this section, we are going to be looking at things around inspections. Inspections are being conducted in feed service by the technician. So where a technician goes to a particular customer location, the technician would usually, in some scenarios, have to perform a pre-service check or an inspection, check. There might be a service that has to do with inspections in general. So this topic or this particular section today, we'll want to look at this, how it is being done in Dynamics 365 Fit service. Without wasting much time, let's just get into it. Okay, so in Dynamics 365 Fit service, we've got something like inspection. So if you are used to doing checklist or a design form, this is what it looks like. It's just typical. So we want to give our inspection. We can call this generator inspection form. Just give it a heading, a really good heading. Title is generator. Just call it something, whatever it is you want to do. And then once that is done, we want to save it. Okay, cool. This is it. And then we start dragging information directly to it. So the first question here is this basically was a is the generator working? So that's a question. I'd say that as a required question. We want to put another question to say question number two. These are options. Uh, Perform these checks. Item number one, check the power socket. You know, check the filter. And check the uh, check check the flow slab. Then we want to do something like a radio button. Just take this out. And it's a really good thing there. Um, you could say is the is the diesel is the diesel level? No, probably like a question. Yes, um, no. All right, let's say this is fair enough. We save this information. Okay, so it's telling us to wait while this operation is completed. You can just preview it just to see how it looks like. So oh, is the generator working? You can correct that. Have you performed these checks? It's not up to you to do this, and then yes or no, whatever you want. Go back to the design now. Okay, let's assume we are done with the form. We don't want to do anything much. We can even take pictures to be fair. Let's just add one more. Take picture. Okay, so we don't want to do any logic. We just want to get straight into this and get it done and dusted. So we want to relate this to a service task, right? Inspections are mostly related to a service task in Dynamics 365 feed service. So let's just create a service task and say, what's the task? There's no task. So let's just create one. The task will be solving of the generator. So how long will it take to perform this task? I don't know, 30 minutes. Save and close. So that is it. Percentage completion, totally up to you. Actual duration, totally up to you. Um, yeah. So we can fill in the work order. Let's do, yes, we've got our work order, which we are going to create. So we save it on it. So this is a task. Let's save and close. Come on. So we want to publish our inspections. Okay. So if you go to the service task type, we have our service task. Now we should have our inspections. Our inspections, yes. Here is the inspection. The inspection template cannot be changed with the service task. It's associated for one or more tasks. Um, okay, so just checking the work order that we have associated that to, so we can see the inspection task is there. You can see it there. You can see the service. We have associated our service. We have also associated our products. Remember, the work order is still not scheduled. So what do we do in this scenario? We just go to the schedule board as always, that we always do. Remember the schedule boards, we will do all the scheduling and things like that. So we'll just bring that out. Obviously, there's a more advanced scenarios with this about scheduling, based on the characteristics and all of that. So we could just find availability here, which will bring us to that schedule assistance, uh, just to see who is available, things like that. Uh, want to book myself, things like that. But let me just exit the schedule assistance here. And just do a drag and drop to be fair. Just put that in. So the job is for an hour, and that has been booked against my resource. So remember what I said, once that is done, this will create the booking, and we will go to that booking. So the booking has been created, it's not scheduled. So once the booking is scheduled, what you need to do as the resource, just take that, you can set your status as traveling, showing that you are traveling to the location of the customer to perform this job. That is always the first step, right? And once that is done, we want to save that record. And once that is done, the technician, gets to the location and changes the status to in progress. So once it's in progress, what does the technician do? Right? He's already doing the job. So the first thing he does, technician needs to do a survey, right? So uh, technician goes to the service task associated to that booking, opens up the service task, and is able to find the inspection links to that service task. So we're just going to pull this out here and complete. So what we can do here, because that's the inspection has already been linked to the service task, so I'm not able to, go to the task type. I will just mark this as complete just to move forward here, but we can always look at that in a later video. So I've marked that inspection as completed. The next thing that I want to do, or the technician wants to do, is to go into the service itself, opens up the service. So they have completed the survey, ticked all the checks. they want to do the service. Once the service is done, um, they, they mark this as completed, just save and close. So they go into the next bit, which is the product. They want to actually change the filter. So they pick up the filter, and just mark that as being used and save it as closed. So remember, when it was changing the filter and it's using it to quantity, you can see it is linked to that warehouse. So remember, when we did the warehouse purchase, when we purchased the new product, we got it available at the warehouse. So now that that is been done, he has performed the task, he has performed the survey, he has changed the filter. He just needs to change the status of that to completed. And once that is marked as completed, the job of that the job of the technician is done, or the field service technician is done, and everything aligns with the back office staff. So the back office staff takes that up, sees that the job has been completed. We can automate some things here to give notifications to them. Uh, so what do they do? They simply take that and mark it as posted. Uh, that completes the process. Remember, posting that work order in that process and generates the actuals, generates the actual invoice for this job. So now that the job has been completed, what do we want to see? We want to see the invoice that has been generated for this. So refresh this. So you see the invoice has now been generated. Unfortunately, the invoice have not picked up any value. Uh, as is currently not chargeable. So we want to see what has happened there in the work order. Okay. So it has not picked up any of those prices um from the job. Let's just see what the product says. Even though it has been used, the value from the product has not passed across. Has not passed across. So we can see the estimated. Oh, okay. Because the product that we ordered, we have not imputed value to this. So it's probably too late now. Um, just see if imputing this would changes. Might fail, might not work. Save and close. Use. We can go into the service, just do the same for the service. Okay, just put this as 80 pounds. And can go here. Unit amounts, 25 pounds. I'm going to save these. It's amount gonna be changing. Look at that already. So the job has already been posted, obviously. So it's just going to keep failing. So we'll just discard this. Yeah, discard the changes. Okay. So if I refresh this at the moment, so you can see what happened there, you know, because the product, when we purchase the products, made the order for the new product, we did not specify the amount for it. So imagine you purchase a product for your warehouse, right, at £100 per piece, per unit price, and that product has, you have exhausted that product from your warehouse, and you happen to re-order that product 6 months time, 1 year time. You need to put the new value, you need to do a review so that you can capture that information. So that we have not done, so we can't get the cost. And because we can't get the cost, the invoice has not picked up any value. The invoice is picking up blank information here. So, and if we also go as far as looking at the actuals generated, you know, that will tell us that there's no there's no value for that actuals, to be fair. And that ends the process. So if we had been able to use that product, we could have seen that product being converted into an asset, for that customer. And that information is also captured within Dynamics 365 Feed Service. But if you have any specific questions, any concerns, you could raise it. Happy to help, happy to assist. Um, yeah, thank you very much. In the next video, we'll be looking at another topic.